Falcons Titans. We can talk kind of about Will Levis.
I picked him up in fantasy because Kirk Cousins tore his Achilles.
Hmm.
I expected other people to place bids on him in waivers because he looked fucking insane, and he's got a really good shot of being the starting quarterback the rest of the year. Um, so I bid 55 out of. I had you have 100 total for the whole season. I had 70 left. I put
Hmm.
$55 bid on him because I thought a bunch of people might try to go get him. No, no, just me.
You could have bid $1.
I could have bid zero. I could have put zero on him and still gotten the motherfucker. Yeah, I
It's
will.
not like a bidding war. You can't like raise.
No, so it's like completely blind. It's like a silent auction.
Ah,
Yeah.
got it, got it. Well, welcome back to Swivel Chair Sports. I'm your host, Aaron. Along with my co-host, Bert. Go ahead and say
Hey,
hi, guys.
what's up? You didn't tell me we were doing the reverse thing. I was about to turn around and do the whole like the thing. But
Well, you can. I
so no,
mean,
I mean since you started, we're just gonna. That's what we're using. That's the intro we're using, Aaron.
all right.
Yeah. All right. Make sure to
Most
like
unprofessional sports podcast.
make sure to like and subscribe. I haven't said that in the last like 3 videos we put out. Granted, I'm pretty rusty, so bear with us. We're still getting back into the swing of things, as you can tell, considering there's only two of us, as opposed to three or four, which has never been happened before in the history of the Swivel Chair Sports Channel. Has there ever just been a one-on-one debate? Well, debate's a strong word. I don't know that we're really debating here. We're friends. We're buddies. We're pals.
There's no really
Amigos.
debating with you because
Yeah, you're not going to change my
you're
mind
never
on
wrong.
much. I'm never wrong. That's right. Thank you for pointing that out for the audience. I appreciate that. Um,
Daniel Jones,
Daniel,
the Rams.
I still have those sunglasses. Tenny, dimes. He's got times in his eyes. Yeah, I
Danny
got so much.
Dimes is the number of points he scored this year.
He'd be lucky if he scores 10 points this year. Um, yeah, no, I got so much crap from like older videos around here. The dryer is just stocked with it on top. But with all that being said, welcome to Soldier Sports. Um, we're going to talk about NFL a lot in this episode, mainly exclusively NFL. Uh, and then you'll probably also catch a college football video later on this week. Um, but let's go ahead and get into it. Time's a wasting. It's Wednesday night. Thursday night football is tomorrow, and I have to edit this. So let's go ahead and get started looking at last week's games for a second. Week 8, was it 8? I think it was 8. Yeah,
Yep.
week 8 of the NFL. Bunch of weird stuff. Weird stuff happening. Injuries all over the place. Quarterbacks going down left and right. Tyrod Taylor, Kirk Cousins, you name it, they're probably got hurt. Patrick Mahomes even got sick, which maybe isn't considered an injury, but straighten that out.
Certainly injured their
Close
performance.
enough. Oh yeah, definitely limited. Whoa, terrible game. We'll touch on that though. Starting off, let's look at back at the. I'm. It's hard for me to talk about this. This one, Minnesota, Green Bay.
Mm.
Your boy lost a fantasy football quarterback this week in Kirk Cousins.
Oh yeah,
Te-
poor you.
tears an Achilles. I mean, poor me and poor Kirk. You know, I bet you Kirk would feel bad for me. Kirk's
I bet
such
he
a
would.
good
He's a
guy.
great guy.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Kirk's such a good guy. I bet you he'd feel bad.
You know what he
Uh,
would not say? He would not say, "You like that?"
you like that? You like that? Yeah. What a shame, though, man. Because they were just now starting to turn things around up there in Minnesota, looking like they maybe had a chance to go on a little bit of a run and slip into the playoffs. And once you get to the playoffs, who really knows from there? NFC has been up and down. Every team's had a bad loss and a good win. So there's really no telling who's kind of leading the pack over there in the NFC. probably Philly, but outside of them, everybody else kind of feels like they're on that same tier. Um, but outside of Kirk Cousins getting hurt, Minnesota did end up winning this game. They were able to come out of it on top, 24-10. And some of you skeptics out there may be, why was Kirk in the game at that point? Well, it's because it was halfway through the fourth quarter. The game was not over yet. So, shut up. But no, all jokes aside, I really feel bad for Kirk Cousins. He seems like such a good dude, great teammate. I heard the locker room was broken up when they heard the news. And obviously, I mean, you've seen the last 2-3 seasons. Those dudes really rally around Kirk Cousins. Like they love that dude. You see it in the press conferences after the games. You see it on the field during the games on the sidelines. Um, he seems like a really good leader. And he seems like a dude that everybody loves. So I feel really bad for him. That being said, Minnesota did end up trading for Josh Dobbs this trade deadline, so we'll see how that pans out. He's looked up and down this season down there in Arizona, but obviously he didn't have the weapons that he will have in Minnesota now with hopefully returning Justin Jefferson soon. You got Jordan Addison who's going off, obviously. TJ Hawkinson, I almost blanked on his name. One of the better tight ends in the league. And then KJ Osborne, the third receiver, when Jefferson comes back. He's no slouch either. He had a really big week this week. Led the team in receiving yards, actually, now that I'm seeing it. One away from 100 yards. So close. Hey, Kyrie. But, Aaron, what are your thoughts on the Kirk Cousins injury and then the Josh Dobbs replacement, I suppose? Do you think there's any way that Josh Dobbs can... Obviously, I guess Kirk wasn't having a great year turnover-wise, but everything outside the turnovers was pretty solid, pretty on par with how he's been in Minnesota. Do you think Josh Dobbs has any chance at replicating that with the same weapons that Kirk Cousins had the last few years?
I mean, I think you'd be hard pressed to find like a Josh Dobbs replacing and living up to the Kirk Cousins standard. Kirk
Yeah.
Cousins is, I mean, everybody gives him flack for not necessarily performing in primetime games, but everybody knows he's a very solid quarterback.
Top
That
top
being said,
10,
I have been,
might be 10, but
yeah,
he's top 10.
yeah. I have been very surprised with Josh Dobbs' performance down in Arizona. He's kind of shown that he's willing to lay it all out there, be like
Yeah.
that physical guy. Um, so I think that could be a good fit there. See what he can do with those new weapons.
Well, and it's obviously also interesting because Kirk Cousins, this was last year on his deal. He may not be coming back to Minnesota next year for all we know. So if Josh Dobbs goes up there, shows out, maybe even wins them a playoff game, maybe two if they're lucky. That'd be a little optimistic, but I could maybe see him
Got to play the Saints.
do what?
Got to play the Saints.
Gotta play the Saints. Because you're talking about that. I was like, the Saints suck this year. What do you mean? Um, Yeah, no. I think that if Josh Dobbs goes up there, has a really good second half of the season with them, gets them into the playoffs, and then maybe he doesn't even have to win a playoff game, but be really competitive in that playoff game. I think we could potentially, maybe, possibly even see Josh Dobbs coming back next year as the starting quarterback of the Minnesota Vikings. Thoughts?
Mm, I don't know. I mean, I know like the entire fan base at the beginning of the season was like, Kirk can't cut it. He's not good enough. We should get, blow up the team, trade him,
Yeah.
see if we can get, another quarterback in here that can win us something. But then they go on this little run and they're just like, oh,
Kirk
Kirk Cousins
Cousins
is
is
amazing.
great.
I love him. And then he gets hurt and everybody's like, oh man, that really sucks.
Yeah.
So I
Like,
don't know.
oh
I
no.
think I think he's just such a good fit there.
Oh, I agree.
And definitely think Dobbs could play him into a starting role somewhere else. But I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, obviously
I don't
not
know about their whole um, salary cap situation there.
right. Yeah, I mean, obviously there's probably about like 5 to 10, maybe even teams that probably could use a new starting quarterback after this year, because quarterback play has been terrible for the most part throughout the league. Um, so yeah, I could see maybe. I mean, obviously they're not all going to get Caleb Williams. So I could definitely see Josh Dobbs maybe pulling like a. This
Nobody
this
may get
is
Caleb Williams.
No, are you saying because he's playing so bad recently? Because he can't win a game anymore? Uh,
I was going more along the lines of
he might
he won't go
stay.
to a bad team.
Yeah, he might stay. He might stay in college. Um, if he decides to stay in college, I say, hey Brady Cook, maybe you should jump in there. You know what I'm saying?
Now he's gonna come back and win a national championship next year.
But what if we win it this year? Back to back?
What's another one?
That's fair. That's fair. I mean, he probably doesn't want to leave his buddy Luther burden, so I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, they gotta go to the
Um,
same team.
yeah, exactly. Just like Alberto and Drew Lock.
Yeah.
That worked out well in Denver. But yeah, sucks for Kirk Cousins. Vikings have a little bit of a silver lining after trading for Josh Dobbs, so hopefully that pans out for him. I'm rooting for the kid. I like Josh Dobbs. He seems like a good dude himself. Yeah, I think he's got a future in the NFL. At the very, I mean, obviously, he kind of saved his career this year by playing as well as he did. I don't. He probably would have been fine as a back. He probably would have still gotten backup opportunities throughout the league. But any shot of him being a starter, like the rest of his career, was gone if he didn't do what he's done this year. So credit to him. He's looked way better than I think anybody expected him to. Did not look this good in Pittsburgh. I can say that much. And if Joe was here, he'd back me up on that.
Nobody looks good in Pittsburgh.
Ben Roethlisberger was decent. Le'Veon Bell was decent. Antonio Brown was decent.
Yeah, when Ben Roethlisberger was calling the plays,
Boswell.
you're just naming the players.
The good players.
Yeah.
But yeah, moving on to our next game from last week. Quite possibly the greatest debut by a rookie quarterback in NFL history. Will Levis for the Tennessee Titans. I was about to say walks into Atlanta, but now I see that they were the home team. So defended the house against the vicious Atlanta Falcons. Throwing for 238 yards, 4 touchdowns, no picks, 19 for 29 passing. Heck of a debut from the kid. Such a good debut. In fact, he is who I decided to replace Kirk Cousins with. Replace Kirk Cousins with? Yeah, replace Kirk Cousins with on my fantasy football team after the Achilles injury. I had to bid $55 out of the 70 I had left on the season. You might be thinking, "Oh man, Zach, Burke, how the heck? Like how many people were bidding on him? Like what was the price that you had to beat?" It was zero. It was zero, ladies and gentlemen. There was nobody else. Nobody else bid on this guy. I could have had him for nothing. But all that aside, what are your
That tell you a little
thoughts?
something about your overreaction to 1 week?
Listen, it's a make or break situation. Once Kirk Cousins went down, I had to throw a Hail Mary out there. That's my Hail Mary. Was hoping Will Levis is the truth. And so that's my question, Aaron. Is Will Levis going to be the truth?
For your sake, I hope so.
Me too.
Watching his combine performance, it seemed like he was trying to press it a little too much. He had some bad throws, especially on like the deep ones. He threw some ducks, but he looked a
See,
lot
that's
better
what's
this
weird is
game.
because like his
That's
biggest
what he really
passes.
looked good
Yeah,
at.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I don't know.
Maybe he was
That
nervous.
Titans team is just kind of a weird team. I don't know really
You know what I think?
what to expect.
I think sitting in the green room lit a fire under that boy's ass. Because I remember on draft night, he was the one that they were like always going to, and it was like kind of pouting low key, right? Or am I wrong about that? I feel like I remember
I don't
him.
know about pouting.
He looked
More,
disappointed
maybe a
though.
little. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, yeah.
like
I
he thought
mean,
he was
you're
a first
expected to be
rounder.
like a top 4 pick, and then you fall to like midway through the second round.
Yeah, yeah. It felt like Aaron. Dare I say it? Dare I say it? An Aaron Rodgers situation.
You think he's going to be a Mount Rushmore quarterback of all time? Is that what you're saying? After one game, you think he's going to be one of the most talented quarterbacks of all time? Is
No,
that what you're saying?
no, I don't. But I think there's some similarities there for sure. You know,
I mean, the situation, yeah. I
like
mean, whether
play
he can
style
play up to that.
isn't too awful different. I could be completely wrong though. I can't lie. I haven't seen a lot of Will Levis.
He's solid.
He's
I don't
yeah.
know if I don't think he can be the next Aaron Rodgers. That's a very tall order
Well,
to,
sure. Okay.
to hand
Obviously,
someone.
that's a little bit of an exaggeration. I don't expect him to be literally the next Aaron Rodgers. But do you think he's at least going to have like do you think this success is sustainable for him? Do you think like he's got a future as maybe not like obviously a starting quarterback was the goal, but do you think he has a future as maybe like an above average quarterback in the league, or do you think it's kind of a flash in the pan situation?
I could see him being like an above average quarterback. Yeah. He's kind of like the I don't know, from what I remember, he's kind of like a gunslinger mentality, kind of go out there, rip it, uh take some risks.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if he's got the talent to necessarily be able to do that with Tennessee. They're gonna have to bring in some weapons for him to really kind of
The play action's
power
gonna
up
be
this.
the play action's gonna have to be his bread and butter for sure.
Yeah,
With
yeah,
the
they're gonna need
ability,
somebody other than D Hop to step up
yeah.
in their receiving core
Well,
to
they had
really
a
kind of
they had
make a
some
push this year.
they had some guy. I don't know whatever happened to him. AJ
What
something.
was his name?
AJ something. I think it was a color. AJ White. AJ Green. Oh, AJ Brown.
Blue,
AJ Brown, the number one receiver
brown,
in the fucking league
brown.
outside of Tyreek Hill right
Oh,
now.
yeah,
You
okay, I was about
motherfucking morons. Yeah, they had a guy. They had a freaking guy, and they traded him for jack shit. So, yeah, no, I agree. I definitely think he's got above average talent. I mean, I think I'm obviously higher on him than you are a little bit. I think he's got
Well, you
potential.
just seem to be high on anybody who has one good game.
Yeah, a little bit. Because I want to be, I want to like, I want to believe in people, Aaron. I'm a positive guy, positive man. I want to
You're from
believe in people.
Missouri. You should have the same show me attitude that I do.
Well, I guess I don't know. If I lived in Oklahoma too long,
Yeah.
maybe that's what it is. Positive guy. I just want to see everyone succeed. You know, Daniel Jones
Yeah.
included. Of course, his.
Mhm.
Let's not even get into that one. Um, but yeah. Oh, I guess I didn't mention this, but Tennessee also did win the game. So not only did he do that, but he also got the win. So good for Will Levis. Hoping he has a bright future. Uh, Mainly because if he does, he's going to be on my fantasy team for the next 10 years. So, shout out Will Levis.
10 years, huh?
Well, it's keeper every year. Moves up one draft pick spot per year that you keep him. And he'd start off at the 10th spot. And you can't keep anyone who was his first or second round pick the year prior. So I'll get him for a 10th, and then a ninth, and then an 8th, and then a 7th, and then a 6th, and then a 5th, and then a 4th, and then a 3rd. My bad. 8 years.
Well, that's quite the investment. I hope your $55 was worth it.
Well, it's not literal money. Uh, Moving on to New York. The Jets and the Giants. Jets overcoming adversity in the New York against the New York Giants at the New York Giants in MetLife. Well, I guess they both play at MetLife, but nevertheless, injuries is all I can say about this game. Darren Waller, who, might I add, I started him in fantasy this week. I hate my life. Anyways, Darren Waller got hurt after like one catch for 7 yards or some shit. I don't know.
4 yards.
Oh, my bad. One catch for 4 yards. So that's lovely. Great for me. But other than that, I've heard. I think he's gonna play this week, so he should just rub some dirt on it. He was fine. No. But other than him, Tyrod Taylor also got hurt. Sucks for him because he was just starting to play well. It seems like it's a pretty common occurrence with Tyrod Taylor.
He's made of glass or something.
Do what?
He's made of glass or something.
Yeah. Well, no, I think he's just cursed. I think like he made a deal with the devil. And the one contingency of that deal is that after 3 decent games, immediately on the IR.
He didn't even make it one with the Chargers.
That's true. Stabby, stab, stab. Great medical team over there in LA with the whole like puncturing lung thing. So shout out to the Chargers medical staff for that one. But no, it really does. It sucks for Tyrod Taylor. Every time he starts playing well, he gets hurt. I just want to see the dude have, like I said, I'm a positive guy. I want everyone to have success, Tyrod Taylor included. So, prayers out to him. I don't know exactly what the injury was. He might be playing. Is he playing this week? Do you know?
Who?
Tyrod.
Tyrod? I heard it was a rib injury. I don't know the severity.
It's Throd, not Tyrod. No, he's probably. They don't even have his. Oh well, that's because Daniel Jones might be coming back. He didn't practice today. That's all I can say. But yeah, after almost beating the Buffalo Bills in Week 6, he then beat the Washington Commanders in Week 7, and then got hurt in the Jets game and lost in overtime this week. So it really sucks for Tyrod. He three straight games where he was 2.5 where he was decent to solid, and could potentially be done depending on when Daniel Jones comes back because they have so much invested in Daniel Jones. They have to play him if he comes back, right?
You would think.
You'd think. Um,
Whoever the moron who paid him $40 million should be campaigning to put him back in.
He also had to spend the night in the hospital for precautionary observation after that injury. So nothing other than that has been released. So and the fact that he didn't practice today. So I don't exactly know what his status is for this game. They don't have him listed as out yet. So it's kind of up in the air. If he can't play, I don't think Daniel Jones is ready. They're going to have to go with Tommy DeVito. Tommy DeVito. Hey.
I don't know if you can do that, pal.
Why?
You're not Italian.
What's it do ya?
I'm just saying, they might come after you. I don't want to be tied into this. I don't
I'm
want to end
small
up.
potatoes, you say? I'm small potatoes.
No, you're making fun of me because I'm Irish?
I'm pretty sure I'm a little Irish. But yeah, sucks for Tyrod. Hopefully he's able to play this weekend. Really, really, obviously, positivity, man. Power of positivity. Shout out the new day. But yeah, really sucks for him. Jets end up coming out on top. Jets making a run for a playoff spot. What are your thoughts on that, Aaron? Do you think the Jets have any shot at sneaking in? And what are you
with the way they've been?
Okay, yeah, no, you answer that first. I'll follow up.
With the way they've been trending, it certainly looks, possible. It'd be fun to see can get a playoff berth, and then see if Aaron Rodgers can actually make it back from that Achilles injury. That'd be exciting to see. Now, granted, I wouldn't want them to win the Super Bowl.
Well, yeah, but they'd have to beat us. So.
Yeah.
But that was actually going to be my next question: was the Aaron Rodgers situation? Seen throwing a football on the field before the game Sunday. From what I could tell, I don't think he was in a boot, if I remember right.
I don't think he was ever really in a boot.
Well, he was for a little bit, I think. The Chiefs game, I thought he was.
Yeah, but I mean that was only for like a week.
Hmm. Regardless, do you think it's actually like you watch Pat McAfee's show? I know he's on there, obviously. What has he been saying about his potential return this year?
I mean, he's just been saying that he doesn't want to put a timetable on it. That he just wants to kind of progress as fast as possible without putting his injury at risk. Being re-injured. So
Yeah.
I think he's kind of playing it aggressively smart,
Mm-hmm.
if that's necessarily a thing. But
Sure.
yeah, I think it'd be fun to see if he can make a comeback and what he'd look like.
Yeah, it would be interesting for sure. I'm sure it's probably going to be the first time we've ever seen a player come back from an Achilles injury in the same season that he acquired it.
I don't think so.
Someone's come back in the same season they tore their Achilles?
I believe so.
Who?
I want to say it's like Rodney Woodson.
I find it hard to believe that anybody would have done that. Rodney, who the fuck's Rodney Woodson? Oh, Rod Woodson. Why'd you say Rodney? Why'd you use his full name?
That's his name. What do you want me to do?
It's not even Rodney. It's Roderick.
Close enough.
I can't get on Wikipedia on this piece of crap, Mac.
Yeah, Mike.
Proceed. Oh, okay, there we go. Here, Command F, ACL. 95. Oh! Holy fuck. How the hell did you know that off the top of your head?
I know things.
Rod Woodson, 19 weeks after suffering his ACL injury. Huh. He went surgery in September, and it says right here, Woodson became the first player to return from reconstructive knee surgery. I said Achilles.
Knee surgery, so yeah, not Achilles.
I'm just realizing I said Achilles, not ACL.
Yeah.
Oh, Achilles tendon. Oh, he strained it. He never tore it. And this was also between his Pittsburgh and San Francisco days. So, still impressive stuff, though, to come back from an ACL in the same season. I think he returned just in time for the Super Bowl from the looks of it. So, but yeah, I guess shout out Aaron Rodgers for beating science again. Don't know how he keeps doing it, but he keeps doing it.
What was the first time he beat it?
I don't know. I'm sure there is something out there. Anyways, Aaron, before we get canceled, let's move on to which one? Oh, the Kansas City game. I think was our next topic. We
don't have to.
We suck. That's about all there is to say about that game. Is the Chiefs fucking sucked? They were bad.
I wrote down one word
What was it?
for my recap.
Was it ass? Booty?
No, it was gross.
Gross, yeah. That
was gross.
Have we ever? So I had this. I was wondering this actually.
You know what the sad thing is?
What?
Our defense played really well.
They did. They did play really well.
Denver had short field after short field.
Yeah, I know. It felt like I had PTSD back to 2014, um, or whenever the hell that was. You know what era I'm talking about though. The Steelers losing to the Steelers without allowing them to score a touchdown era.
Were you at that game too?
Oh, you were at the game?
Oh yeah.
No, I was in the dorm room with Joe,
Mm,
letting him drink my tears.
yeah.
I was freshman year of
I can
college.
remember if you went with us.
No, it was freshman year of college. I think I had to be back for because the baseball season was gearing up. But yeah, Chiefs sucked, and I actually was wondering this, and you may not know off the top of your head. Is this the first game the Chiefs have played with Patrick Mahomes at quarterback where they didn't score a touchdown?
Um, I don't know that, but I know it like snapped a really long streak of by losing by more than 7 points.
Yeah, losing by more than a touchdown. That was the first time he's ever lost by more than a touchdown. Um,
I would venture to guess yes.
you would think so, right? I would assume so. It'd be hard to, unless it's a game where he got hurt, but I don't count that. A game where he played from essentially whistle to whistle.
Um, yeah, not off the top of my head.
Yeah. It'd be I feel like it'd be hard pressed to find that game if there is one out there of that. Like you
I'm
alluded
sure there's
to.
been games where he hasn't thrown for one,
No, yeah, and I'm not
but
saying
we've
that. I'm
still
saying like we
scored.
didn't score one. Like
Yeah,
not even the
yeah.
defense or special teams or
You know, I hear some people talk about Andy Reid and our run game coordinator being really good, and
Mhm.
I'm about sick and tired of it. Because why do if they're so good at coordinating the run game, why can't we and why don't we run the ball on third and short? Why do we throw it 4 yards behind the line of scrimmage on 3rd and 1?
I don't
We do
know.
it time and time again,
Yeah.
and it's so annoying.
It's because Andy Reid has a hard on for passing the ball. That's basically all. It's because Andy Reid has a hard on for passing the ball. Um, one of the greatest coaches in NFL history, but he has flaws, just like everybody else. Used to be time management. Now it's being infatuated with the pass and trick plays to an extent. Um, got a little too big for his britches, I think, after winning 2 Super Bowls. Love him to death.
But it was even last year. They sucked in the like inside the
Yeah.
5 last year.
But we've had red zone problems since like ever. We've always had red zone issues. I can't remember the last time. I mean, Patrick Mahomes covers up those issues a lot, in to an extent that Alex Smith couldn't dream of, and that's why we're so much better now than we were back then. But no, we've always had red zone issues. We've never been able to score in the red zone, ever. And it's so frustrating. If it's not a fucking 30+ yard pass or run, we're not scoring a touchdown. It feels like. So I get exactly where you're coming from, but that's been an issue we've had forever, and for some reason we just can't figure it out. Unless it's a trick
Honestly,
play.
baffling. We're as good as we are, we can't score in the red zone.
Yeah, because it's like I don't think I don't think like the normal like the typical fan, not the casual fan. I'm saying like just the typical like diehard of a different team. I don't think they realize how much the Chiefs struggle in the red zone, like
Especially
consistently.
this year.
Yeah, like if it's not a 20+ yard pass or run play whatever, it's probably going to be a field goal, which is so frustrating.
And
Um,
thank God we have Harrison Butker.
yeah, thank goodness we got the best kicker in the league. Because without him, we'd probably be like, well, we'd at least be 7 or 5-3 because he won us a game with the walk off this year, right? Or no, I'm getting Mizzou mixed up with the Chiefs. I'm getting Mizzou and Chiefs mixed up right now.
Now, when was the last time Mizzou won a Super Bowl?
Yeah. But no, he's one of the better kickers in the league for sure. So probably did single-handedly win us a game at some point this year. I just don't know which one. And it probably wasn't like a win kicking the game winner, but it was a more like he hit a really important field goal early on. That was
Last
like,
Broncos game.
yeah, sure, last Broncos game. We can go with that one. Which was
Pretty
awesome.
sure we're like 1 for 13 in the red zone against the Broncos.
I don't
20
understand.
touchdown.
That's 2 straight years the Broncos have played us tough.
I mean, I expect them to play us tough. They're a division rival.
But to the
I
point where we
expect this
should
to be
be like,
game.
I don't think that team should be to the point should be whether they're division rivals or not. I don't think they should be a team that like the Chiefs struggle to beat. Like that's the thing. We struggle to beat them, even if we beat them.
I think the Broncos are a lot better on paper than they play. I think they're a lot better than they play, and that's just kind of like the way their organization is. They've just been bad for so long. It's like their culture is just so down.
Maybe they just get up for the Chiefs week. That's possible.
Absolutely, they do. It's the same way the Raiders do. The Raiders are garbage, and they always play us close.
Yeah.
I won't say that
Well,
the Chargers are garbage. They're
the Raiders playing us close. They haven't played us close in a couple years. We kind of mollywopped them last year.
well, that was last year.
Just saying.
I mean, typically they play us close.
They used to.
At least one game.
They used to.
Yeah, they used to. We'll get to them.
They haven't for a couple years.
They might again. It is sad that they fired those incompetent.
I know.
That incompetent coach.
I know.
That's real
Went
sad.
from the 3 worst coaches in the league to just 2.
Yeah.
In the division. But yeah, Chiefs suck. Shout out to Denver. You played better than us. There's just nothing else to say about that. You were the better team this week. Shout out to y'all.
You played better than half of our team.
Hey, fool me once,
Well,
shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. But a fool may never get fooled again. Look out for next year, cause
And moving on.
That was for all my Bronco fans friends out there, Bronco fan friends. Yeah, moving on to Cincinnati, San Francisco. Cincy kind of took San Francisco to school. San Francisco not looking so hot. Brock Purdy looking real bad in these last few weeks. Do you think the league's finally figured out Brock Purdy, and maybe not we specifically, but like the collective NFL fan, maybe overhyped him after a pretty solid start to a career?
I mean, overhyped definitely because they were talking about him like he was the next Tom Brady. Do I still think he's a solid quarterback? Yes. I think they're really missing Debo Samuel.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, for sure.
That definitely really hinders their offense. I think he's proving how important he is.
Yeah, you could argue.
I also kind of think
you could argue it's kind of been proven he may be more valuable than Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about that.
I do. Well, I'm pretty sure about that.
But I kind of think that they just ran into a buzzsaw of a Bengals team at this point. I mean, both these teams are kind of on opposite trajectories. The 49ers obviously started off very hot and have dropped 3 straight, and the Bengals were what, like 1-3?
1-3, yep.
And now they're 4-3, so they're obviously trending in the right direction.
Well, I think a big reason a lot of people were worried after they went 1-3 is because they had to play teams like the Niners still. But, I mean, shit, after this week, I don't know if there's anybody they should be afraid of.
I think a big thing that the 49ers are really good at and they like to do is rushing, like getting a lead early, getting a couple stops early,
Right.
get a 7-10 point lead, and then just rush your stellar front four
Just kill
and
the
just
clock,
sit
kill the
back in
clock, kill the
coverage
clock, kill
because
the clock. Yeah.
but
Which
they
is
they have
ironic because that's
Fred
what he.
Warner and they've got a bunch of solid cover corners,
It's
so they just
ironic.
sit back and zone and you
Yeah.
know make them chew the clock by running the ball because they can't throw it, and make them just dump off. They make it very difficult to get chunk plays. So
Yeah.
when they can't do that against like a really good offense like the Bengals have,
Mhm.
obviously they struggle.
It's ironic that Kyle Shanahan finally figured this. I mean, I guess when you have such a horrific event happen like that Super Bowl, you kind of have to make some changes in your career. I guess so. It's very ironic that he loves to run the ball as much as he does now because that fourth quarter, he didn't want to run the ball for shit. I was rooting for him. I think everybody was. Everybody outside New England was rooting for that guy. What a
Yeah.
shame. What a shame. Uh, Before we move on to looking forward to this week's games, this week's slate of games, um, go ahead and talk about like some trade deadline stuff. Why don't we? Aaron, what were your thoughts about the trade deadline? Other than the Chiefs absolutely doing nothing.
Well, I mean, we couldn't really do a whole lot. We only had
I
like 4 million
I
in cap
I
space.
know. I know. I just would have
It
liked
would have
them.
been nice to be able to do something, but
Yeah.
we didn't. I mean, with the team we've built, we're going to be hard pressed to be able to go out and get a number one receiver in the trade
No.
deadline.
No. I agree. Good
But
hop by
I think
them.
it was kind of surprising to see the Commanders sell the way that they did.
I was about to say the same thing. I was about to suggest the Commanders because I was like, why are they trading everybody? They're like decent. They're not terrible.
Yeah, and two like young, established, really good D linemen, edge rushers
Mm-hmm.
too.
And they didn't
You
get
know
shit for them.
what everybody is looking for.
Yeah. Nobody got any. They didn't get
So
anything.
that
They got
that
what a third for Chase Young. What did they get for Sweat?
I don't know.
I think it was like
I
a
don't know.
fourth. Like I don't know how
But I mean,
you don't get more than one middle round pick for those guys. That's crazy to me.
well, they're both on the last year of their contract. That's why.
Oh,
Yeah.
details I
Because
didn't know.
the 49ers, I'm pretty sure they declined Chase Young's 5th-year option. They're only their cap
Why?
hit for Chase Young. Their cap hit for Chase Young is like $500,000.
Why did they pick up his option?
I don't know.
That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. That's not. That's not like a fringe guy, you know. That's not like a guy that you look at. You're like, I don't know if he's worth that much money. That's a guy you're like, oh, he's gonna be like a top 5 edge rusher in the league for the next 10 years. Maybe I
I
should
I
pay the
think
guy.
I think they declined his 5th-year option, which would be kind of wild. But yeah, I mean that's a good pickup for both the 49ers
So,
and the Bears,
yeah.
picking up Sweat.
Why'd the Bears? Why the Bears go get a guy? Like what are they playing for?
This is definitely like a building for next year kind of thing.
Mm, that's
You know,
fair.
their defense definitely needs help, and they're looking to find
Everything
someone
needs
since
help.
they traded what's his name? Is he a linebacker to the Ravens?
I don't know Bears players
Started
because
with a
they're
Q.
bad.
Oh, this is gonna annoy me. But anyway, yeah, this is definitely a building for next year, and I think they're definitely gonna. Well, they definitely have to look to pick up. Um,
Justin Fields option. Or
no, just some weapons for him, just in general.
yeah, yeah. Do you think he's the guy in Chicago?
Uh, it's tough because he's had such an up. He showed so much promise at the end of last year,
Right.
and then they started off so bad this year, and then he picked it up, and he was actually looking good, and then he got hurt.
Right.
So
It
I don't
might
know
be
if I'm
early.
quite sold on him being the guy,
Yeah.
but if they end up with a high enough pick to be able to get a quarterback, I definitely think they
They
do it.
trade him.
Roquan Smith is the guy they traded.
Mm. Yeah, I could definitely see him if they get if they can get Caleb Williams. I don't know if anybody else would be worth moving on from Justin Fields for. I don't know if Drake May is worth it, to be honest. Um, but if they can get Caleb Williams, obviously you have to trade Justin Fields at that point because you have to. I guess is the only other thing I can say. I unless you want to trade Caleb Williams, essentially.
I mean,
Um,
they could keep Fields for another year and let the other guy sit.
yeah, but I mean, I feel like you wouldn't do that with a guy who's like a third year pro and then a rookie. Like, what mentorship's going on there?
I don't know, but they could definitely bring in like another older,
Maybe,
you know, quarterback.
maybe. I don't know. Caleb Williams seems like the guy that he needs to start day one though, like a Trevor Lawrence.
I don't know if I want to go to the Bears.
True. That's true. That's true. That is true. Um, shoot, what game were we talking? What? What were
We
we just?
were on a trade deadline.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Trade deadline. I was looking at this week's schedule and I was like, what game was that about? Uh, yeah. Other than that big trade, obviously the freaking Eagles keep fleecing the fucking Titans, which is so frustrating. Kevin Byard traded to the Eagles. I don't understand the relationship between those general managers. They've got to be like butt buddies or something. I don't know. What are your how does that happen? Like what are your thoughts on that, Aaron? Like the whole Eagles, the Tennessee Eagles over there in Philadelphia.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's annoying that probably one of our toughest competitors as far as the championship goes just keeps getting good players for a bag of balls.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's going on between them. They obviously have a good rapport.
I don't understand. It's not like the Titans are getting anything out of these deals. Like it's not like they're coming out on. What are they doing? Like I don't understand. But whatever.
Oh.
Um, was there any other big trades that I'm forgetting?
Rasul Douglas to the Bills. That's a good pickup, especially with Tre'Davious White being
Mm,
hurt and out for the year, and then Donovan Peoples-Jones to the Lions. That could really,
yeah.
really be a game changer. Giving what's his name?
Where'd you say?
Lions receiver.
Oh, Donovan Peoples Jones.
No, the one that they already had.
Oh, Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Yeah.
And they
That
also
that can
have
be a real
Josh
dangerous combo
Reynolds.
out there.
Also have Josh Reynolds and Jamison Williams. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens with Donovan Peoples Jones. I don't think he's going to be a super like. It's not going to be a guy they target a lot. They've got so many other weapons. They've got those three receivers. I think Donovan will get some run more than he was getting in Chicago, more than he was getting in Cleveland. But I don't expect him to be a super crazy threat over there. I feel like it's kind of the equivalent of how how much McCole Hardman's impacted the Chiefs since he's came back. Honestly,
I think it's bigger.
you think so?
Yeah.
I don't know. Donovan Peoples Jones is never. I've never been like a huge fan of his like skill set. He hasn't really ever wowed me. Um,
I think he'll get more targets than you think just because Amon-Ra St. Brown draws so much attention.
True, but then you got guys like Josh Reynolds, who's a rookie. Josh Reynolds is a rookie. And then Jamison Williams, you also drafted pretty high last year.
Well, I guess we'll see.
I think Jameson was like a second round pick, early second maybe. I can't remember exactly, something like that. But outside of the trade deadline going on these past couple days, the Raiders complete overhaul of their arguably three most important staff slash player positions: head coach, GM, and starting quarterback. All three of them gone. Well, Jimmy G's still there, but he's riding the bench behind AOC. And no, that is not the politician. That is the quarterback.
Well, shame.
Aiden O'Connell. Yeah.
I'd love to see your offensive policies.
I would love to see her arm strength. See how far she can get it downfield. See if Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez can throw that 15-yard flag route to the back corner of the end zone. I'd love to see it, but that's unfortunately not who we're talking about. We're talking about Aiden O'Connell, who looked downright atrocious earlier this season when he played. What are they like? Do they really? I know Jimmy G threw some terrible passes the other night. Like, I know he hasn't looked good, but what in the world is making him think this Aiden O'Connell guy who came in? I think he threw like 3 picks in his debut.
Isn't he a rookie?
Yeah, he's a rookie, but he's like a 5th round pick.
I think their thoughts are Garoppolo can actually win us some games, so let's put in this rookie quarterback.
You think they're tanking?
So we can absolutely tank. Absolutely. Why else would you fire your coach in the middle of the season?
I get that's fair. That is fair. Oh, it was 2 picks, not 3. Sorry, buddy. I don't want to throw dirt. I don't want to throw dirt on your name. Because I do. Like I said, I'm a positive guy. I don't want to see people fail. But the fact is, you did fail last time, so I don't understand why they think you're not going to fail this time. In his 2 games that he's played, he's thrown 52 passes, completed 34 of them, for a percentage of 65.4. 313 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 picks. He got sacked 7 times alone in one of those games. So it looks like he's not very good at throwing the ball away. Or maybe the line's just awful. It's possible as well. He had a rushing touchdown as well. But it was a 4th round pick, not a 5th round pick. So maybe he's the next Dak Prescott. Or, I mean, he's got a QBR of 7.6. 7.6, Aaron.
What makes you say Dak Prescott?
He was a 4th round pick, wasn't he?
Oh, okay.
7.6 QBR. And he was born in 1998. I don't know why that's relevant.
Why?
But he was. 6'3", 210 pounds, out of Purdue. Status
What's
is
his
active.
mom's maiden name, Bert? Come on.
Probably
We need to know the
I'm
hard-hitting facts here.
I'm guessing it's O.
Oh.
Because his name's O. Connell, so got the hyphen.
Yeah, that's how that works.
Yeah.
It's not a hyphen.
Hyphen, apostrophe, same thing.
English, tough language.
I wasn't an English major, okay?
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't understand. I don't understand it. You may be hitting the nail on the head with the tanking allegations, though. Which that means we're gonna have to deal with Caleb Williams in the division.
No.
You don't think they can get
No,
that?
they're 3-5.
You don't think the Panthers can win 4 games?
No.
Oh, yeah. That
Granted, they won't draft
that
Caleb
might be fair.
Williams.
Well, they can't because the pick's in Chicago. So, um, I guess we'll move on to our looking ahead, looking forward. You know, the the windshield,
Looking glass.
the windshield. I was gonna say we're driving forward, looking through the windshield. We're not looking through the back. You know what I'm saying?
Rearview mirror.
The rear view mirror. Yeah, that too. We're not looking at
Uh-huh.
that. We're not looking at. I ripped that rear view mirror right out. I ripped it right off the ceiling. All I got is the windshield.
Side view mirrors.
No, I took a sledgehammer to them. They're gone. Just whack, whack. No looking back, Aaron. No looking back. Only looking forward. And then I put a partition right there in front of the back window. Backing up's a bitch. Don't get me wrong. I cannot reverse to save my life anymore.
You got a camera.
Do I? No, I don't.
You don't?
No, I have a sound.
Oh, I thought you had the little camera thing.
No, I have the same thing. You remember what Belt had when he hit my car?
Yeah.
That's what I got.
Good times.
Yeah. Yeah, so real foolproof right there, huh? Real foolproof. Never seen anybody hit a car using that thing. Only totaled, damn near totaled the motherfucker. But looking ahead through the windshield, Aaron, through the windshield. Will Levis starting for the Tennessee Titans this Thursday night, as he should after that game against the Pittsburgh Steelers in Pittsburgh. Oh no, Kentucky. I got him and Kenny Pickett mixed up for a second. I mean, they look almost identical.
No, they really don't.
Sure they do.
No.
White. That's all it takes. That's all it takes.
Racist.
I agree. Hey, I can say it about those guys. But yeah, Tennessee playing Pittsburgh. Will Levis getting his second start of his career in Pittsburgh. What are your thoughts? I think Will Levis is going to ball out, because if he doesn't, then my season's fucked.
I think the Steelers win.
But how do you think Will Levis plays? Aaron? How do you think Will Levis plays?
I don't know how well he plays.
Is it worth 55?
I think that Steelers defense is pretty good.
Was he worth 55?
Not this game.
Oh, that's not again. Like, I had to throw a Hail Mary, but golly, I really hope that doesn't come back to bite me. Like, I hope I don't end up having to drop him after 2 weeks. That would
Especially
be
because
that'd be such a bitter pill to swallow.
is Cam Hayward back? Yep, he's active for the Titans game, so they'll be getting a big piece of that defense back.
Hmm. Not great news.
Nope.
Not great news for me. But he's the next Aaron Rodgers. He'll be fun.
Mm-hmm. That's what we landed on.
Hey, I got Tennessee, baby. Tennessee all the way. A lot of play actions this game. A lot of play actions.
Yeah.
I bet Will Levis throws 35 passes.
Okay.
Completes.
Is that because they're winning or losing?
Losing for the most part. And then they come back and win at the end.
Okay.
27 for 35, 307 passing yards with 2 touchdowns. And then Derrick Henry's also got 2 himself. That's what I'm going with. Titans win.
I think he throws 2 picks and 1 touchdown.
2 touchdowns, 1 pick, maybe. But not 2 picks and 1 touchdown. He'll have more touchdowns than picks. And he will throw for 307. Might be optimistic. Hell no, not if he's throwing 35 passes. It's not. So yeah, I'll go 27 for 35, 307 with 2 touchdown, 2-to-1 ratio Uh, Titans win 28-24 on a walk-off touchdown pass by Will Levis.
Okay. You heard it here first. Mystic Park.
Mm-hmm. I think I've been right at a total percentage of 0. So we'll see. Now moving on to the Sunday games. We got one of the earliest games that I will ever have to get up and watch in my entire Chiefs fandom's life. I have to wake up at 8:30 to catch this game. Miami, Kansas City, in Germany. Am I not gonna be able to watch this game? It's on NFL Network. I don't know if I got NFL Network. Oh, I'm
Well,
livid. Is there no Toy Story version of this one?
I don't know.
There should be. All European games should be Toy Story.
I don't think so.
It's not. Um, in Frankfurt Stadium in Frankfurt, Germany. Uh, you could argue this is the Chiefs' biggest test yet. Um, despite them losing
I
to
would hope
Denver.
so.
Despite them losing to Denver last week. But you know what? I think the reason they were lost to Denver and played as poorly as they did last week is because they were looking ahead to this game right here. They were ready for Miami. Tyreek Hill is about to go off for like 150 yards, but we'll still win. We'll still win. Yeah. Tyreek's gonna torch us though, and I don't expect us to be able to contain him. But I do think we still win. Chiefs come out on top. I'll say 31-27. 31-27. Chiefs defense has a crazy stop against the Dolphins as they start to try marching down the field. Ends with a interception by No, you know what? I'll go Trent McDuffie instead of L'Jarius Sneed because he'll probably be the one guarding Tyreek most of the game. Game sealing pick by Trent McDuffie. Chiefs win 31-27.
I think the Chiefs win 27-24. Last second field goal.
Last second field goal. I could see that too. I could definitely see that too. Yeah, it'll come down to the last play, regardless of what the score is or anything like that. It'll come down to the wire. Moving on to Minnesota, Atlanta. Josh Dobbs, first opportunity to start for the Minnesota Vikings with quite possibly the best receiving core he's ever going to see in his entire life. Minnesota going to Atlanta this time. Obviously coming off a devastating Kirk Cousins injury. Hopefully Josh Dobbs is ready to play by this game. Assuming Josh Dobbs is good to go, I'm going to say Minnesota comes out on top because Atlanta just can't seem to understand how football works. Minnesota on top, 24-21. Josh Dobbs marched the team down the field for a game-winning field goal.
I think I like the Vikings as well. I don't know. I could see this kind of being a low-scoring game.
That's why I said 24-21,
Yeah. I could see it being like 24-17
Yeah.
for the Vikings.
Yeah. Falcons can't score for shit. For some reason, Bijan Robinson only gets like 15 carries a game, which is absurdly low to me. I don't understand how he's not getting 20 plus.
He's probably also getting a lot of targets, like receiving targets, right?
Sometimes that goes up and down. Sometimes he'll get 6, sometimes he'll get 2. But regardless, he should be touching the ball more than 20 times a game. Is my thing. Tyler Algier, he's having a decent season when he gets carries, but he doesn't get any carries. So that's the thing, is they just don't run the ball. They pass the ball with Desmond Ridder, and it's like, why? Like, the dude stinks. Hand the ball off. Learn a thing or two from like the Titans or the Niners. If your quarterback's less than great, run the fucking ball. You have a potential. You have a running back that oozes with potential. I don't want to say he's a Hall of Fame potential yet because it's his rookie year, but he oozes potential. Like this Bijan Robinson kid is good. The kid is nasty, and he's getting 20 touches a game. Like that's absurdly low to me. Like he should be getting 25, flirting with 30 every single game.
You know, but gone are the days of one player running a team. This isn't, Adrian Peterson or Reggie Bush's era. This is the modern era where they
Reggie Bush was a
keep
third.
everybody fresh. They constantly rotate
Pierre
people,
Thomas.
so nobody
Pierre
nobody
Thomas.
gets.
Reggie Bush. I just want to point out Reggie Bush was kind of a bad example for that because Pierre Thomas actually took a. But they basically split. But go on.
Well, same era.
Yeah, right.
Back when the
I would have
teams
said
typically
Frank
had like
Gore,
one dominant.
Adrian Peterson, Frank Gore, Jamal Charles, but
Okay,
I'm splitting hairs.
cool.
Yeah, no, I understand that, but like you look around the league, you see other guys who have his talent getting 25 touches a game. So I just don't understand why. I don't know. I feel like the play calling over there in Atlanta has not been good this year at all.
Well, they've had a rookie, or not necessarily rookie, but a new starting quarterback. So they've been trying to figure him out, give
Yeah.
him faith and confidence, and it hasn't necessarily worked out.
No, you're right. They tried to get Desmond Ritter some confidence, and obviously he has not been living up to whatever potential they saw in him. Um, so they decided to bench him, and now he's no longer gonna be the starting quarterback. And now his any confidence they were trying to build for him is completely gone. So like, I guess they just finally decided to pull a plug on the whole Desmond Ritter project. Like this is it.
It kind of feels like it.
Yeah.
You don't necessarily that's definitely not a confidence booster.
I mean, no, you'd think not. Unless they're trying to light
Uh,
a fire under the kid's ass. Maybe
they're
they.
definitely trying to win if they're switching quarterbacks. So
That's true. They're not. They're the one thing you can say the Raiders and them are doing differently. One team's trying to win, make the playoffs. The other team trying to tank and get Caleb Williams. So maybe onto something there. But yeah, Minnesota probably wins this game. Atlanta's just not. They just don't play well, ever. But moving on to what do we say? Seattle Baltimore was the next one.
yep.
Seattle Baltimore has a relatively large playoff implications. Seattle currently leading their division now that San Francisco's dropped three straight. So they would love to keep up the momentum they've built by beating a really good Baltimore Ravens team, arguably the second best team in the AFC. Well, after the Chiefs played this weekend, they may be the best. I don't know anymore. But regardless, top team in the AFC, Baltimore Ravens, hosting the Seattle Seahawks, who try to keep it rolling and stay on top of the NFC West. Um, I just don't see any way that Baltimore loses this game. I guess I don't know.
You don't see any way at all.
I see a way. This game will be competitive. Don't get me wrong. I think it's competitive. I don't think Lamar allows this team to lose. I think Lamar is in that mode that we've seen him in before, where the dude's just determined to win. Determined to win. We saw it in Louisville. We've seen it that MVP season. The kid is on fire right now. I don't see Baltimore dropping this game. The NFC is significantly weaker than the AFC this year. I think we could kind of agree on that. Yeah, okay. Okay. I thought so, but I didn't want to speak for you. So like Seattle being one of the top teams in the NFC doesn't say a whole lot for me, while the Ravens being a top team in the AFC says a whole lot to me. So yeah, I think Baltimore wins this game. I think it's probably fairly low scoring. Baltimore comes out on top 27-21.
I think it's gonna kind of be a shootout.
Really?
Yeah,
What you say that?
I think the Seahawks offense is a lot better than you give them credit for.
Meh.
I mean, they've got Tyler Lockett, DK Metcalf, and Jackson Smith and Jigba. Is that his name? The guy
No,
out of Ohio State.
that's a different guy, I think. Um, they have a different hyphen dude, I think.
Are you sure?
I thought so. Oh nope, you're right.
Jackson
Jackson
Smith
Smith
and
and
Jigba.
Jigba. Who was? Do they have another guy then? I swear I saw a different name.
Not that I'm seeing.
No, I'm thinking of a different team then. Whatever.
Uh,
Can't
yeah,
remember
I
the
think
name.
they low-key have one of the best receiving cores in the NFL. I could see this being like a 31-28 in favor of the Ravens.
Yeah. I mean, that's not too much higher than what I predicted. That's like extra touchdown for each team. But yeah, no, I think that Seattle probably drops this game, which is fine for them because after this they have the Commanders and Rams before meeting. Uh, that's a heck of a 3 game stretch after that, though. 4 game stretch, really. So after they play the Commanders and Rams, their next 4 games: Niners, Cowboys, Niners, Eagles. Oh,
That's 2 hard games,
you think the Niners
according to
are?
you.
You think the Niners are? Oh, you think I think the Niners are cooked?
I think you think that the Eagles are overrated.
Yeah, I think the whole conference is overrated. If I'm being honest, the whole conference sucks. I think the NFC is garbo. I think if the Chiefs were in the NFC, they would be undefeated, even though they lost to an NFC team. But that doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Well, that's one
No,
man's opinion.
well, calling it my opinion strong. It's more of a like bullshit. But yeah, I think Baltimore should come out on top in this one. They should be the better team at least. So moving on to Philly, Dallas. The Eagles playing host to the Dallas Cowboys up in Philadelphia. Supposedly it's a game between two of the best teams in the NFC. Shows you how good the NFC is. I'm just gonna keep shitting on them. I don't care. At this point, I've made my bed. I'm gonna lie in it. So yeah, obviously the Cowboys have played amazing against the bad teams. They got absolutely mollywopped by the 49ers, who is the only good team they've played so far this season. So it'll be interesting to see how they stack up against another semi-decent team, I guess, in the Philadelphia Eagles. um, and I think they lose. I think the Eagles win. I do. I think the Eagles come out on top. I know their Dallas defense is better, but everything else on Philly screams them. Quarterback, running game, wide receivers, tight end, offensive line. Pretty much everything offensively is Eagles. And then defense, you could even say they have the D line over. It's tough. It's close between them and the Cowboys and D line. Cowboys have better secondary for sure. Probably better linebacker core. But I think the D line kind of go either way. And I don't know if you're counting. I am. That's 4-2. Offensive line,
Not a big
quarterback,
math guy.
running back, wide receiver. Oh, 5-2. Shit. That's 5-2. That's 5-2, Aaron. I don't care about the Cowboys special teams. You know what that makes it? 5-3. 5-3. Eagles still win. So I got Eagles coming out on top 31-24. Dallas tries to score a touchdown to send it to overtime, but the Philly defense is just too stout, ends up sacking the shit out of him on that last drive.
I don't know why I want to give this game to the Cowboys. I just feel like they sneak a win over the Eagles for some reason,
Well, believe it or
despite the Eagles
not,
being clearly a better team.
Dak Prescott is I think seven
A
and one
quarterback?
against. No, I was gonna say I think he's 7-1 against the Eagles in his career.
Well, they weren't necessarily the best until recently.
That's fair. I mean, they only won a Super Bowl like 5 years ago, but yeah,
Right, on the back of Big Dick Nick, who didn't show up until the playoffs.
after Carson Wentz had like 11 weeks of MVP caliber football, but sure.
Yeah, it's 11 weeks.
Yeah,
It's not a full season.
would have been if he didn't tear his fucking ACL.
You know, there have been seasons when Russ Wilson has had 11 weeks of MVP football.
Yeah, he didn't tear his
Is he
ACL.
MVP?
He didn't
That's what I'm
blow
saying. You got to play the whole season.
he didn't blow his fucking knee out.
Anyway, yeah, I, against my better judgments, think the Eagles win.
Cowboys, you mean?
No, the
Oh.
Eagles.
Oh, so your gut's saying Cowboys, but you're going with your head.
Yeah,
Which
yeah.
head?
I don't know. Both of them.
Moving on to our last game of the week. Buffalo, Cincinnati. The Bills travel all the way to Ohio to face the Bengals in a fiery, steamy, scalding hot Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow beats them. Bills have looked like crap this year. The old Josh Allen roller coaster is up and running. They're actually not even accepting tickets. They let you on for free at this point. So yeah, Bengals win. I must say 42-28.
Wow.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
I think the Bills, you know, they were kind of like this last week against your favorite quarterback in the NFL,
they
Baker. Yeah.
They
So yeah, but they didn't. I mean, they barely won.
Yeah, but how'd Josh Allen play? Did he play well?
He played pretty well.
Well, then he's gonna have a terrible week.
No.
He's gonna play like shit this week.
Team was like this.
No, but Josh Allen is like this. So Josh Allen's gonna go like this now, because that's how Josh Allen trained.
No, I think he's gonna be like this. He's
gonna. Then the week after that, he'll be like that.
Yeah. I think the Bills will win this one in a close one, 28-24.
You have more respect for them than I do, because I just don't at this point. I am so over the Bills. Like, I've been over them for
so much for being a positive guy.
I'm positive until you shit the bed over and over and over again. Like, the one thing Josh Allen's notorious for, you know what it is? Losing to Joe Burrow and Patrick Mahomes.
I don't know if he's necessarily shit the bed over and over and over again.
But it matters.
I mean, he lost to the Chiefs when we scored with 13 seconds left, and then he didn't get an opportunity in overtime. Is that shitting the bed?
Yeah, he should have got out there on defense. Play safety. You know what the high school? You know what the quarterback did back in high school? He played safety.
Hey, I don't know if you knew this, but this isn't high school. You remember what happened to Gronk when he went out there on defense?
Grow some cojones. Nah.
Would you send Patrick Mahomes out there to play safety?
No, because he's good.
If he's good, then you'd want to send him out there.
No, I mean a quarterback. There's no need for him to
Neither
play a
team.
second position because he doesn't have to.
Yeah. Okay.
Same with Joe Burrow.
Like arguing with a brick wall.
Like here's these guys, you know, and then Josh Allen's somewhere around here, I guess. I don't know.
Here's these guys: Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes,
Will Levis.
Will Levis.
I hope so, man. I hope so. No, I mean I do. I have respect for Josh Allen. I'm obviously being very tongue in cheek right now, but I mean you can't deny the roller coaster at this point. It's been 5
Well,
plus
this
years.
season, yeah.
His whole career has been a roller coaster.
You cannot tell me the year that they went like 13-3 was a roller coaster year.
No, but the year before and the year after was. So what's that? A roller coaster from that year, or from the year before, to the 13-3, to the year after that. That's.
You're right, because teams don't, completely change over year after year.
I mean, not when you
Sustained success isn't very difficult in the NFL.
Not
You're
when you
right.
have the same recording. Not when you have the same receiving core and the same running backs and.
You're right. They don't have a winning record and are on track to win their division. That's not successful.
Barely. Once they lose this week, they won't. Well, I mean, I guess they have. No, they're not on track to win their division, actually.
Yeah,
the Dolphins are ahead of them.
Dolphins. Yeah, I guess I kind of forgot about the Dolphins. But still, I mean, they're going to make the playoffs regardless.
No, for sure, but if they lose this week and the Jets win this week...
They're going to make the playoffs and they're going to beat the Chiefs and they're going to make you eat crow.
You know what happens if the Bills lose and the Jets win this week?
They're tied.
Yeah, and who has the head-to-head record right now?
The Jets.
They do?
Yeah.
Bill? Let me look at the schedule. I'm curious now. What's their schedule look like?
Bengals, Broncos, Jets, Eagles, Chiefs, Cowboys, Chargers, Patriots, Dolphins.
Cincinnati, Philadelphia.
You're counting off the losses, aren't you?
I gave them a Jets win. I say they're going to beat them this next time. I don't think they'll take this lightly. Cincinnati, Philadelphia, Kansas City, Dallas, Miami. They've already got 3. Nine and 8. Ugh. That's gonna be gross. You sure they'll make the playoffs?
Cincinnati, Philly, Kansas City. You have them losing to the Cowboys
and the Dolphins.
And the Dolphins?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
I mean, that's still 11-6, which I don't know.
Well, I guess compare it to their competition then. What do the Jets have?
Well, I don't know. Who do the Jets have?
Chargers, Raiders, Bills, Dolphins, Falcons, Texans, Dolphins, Commanders, Browns, Patriots.
Bills, Dolphins, Cleveland. That's all I really see.
Oh, they do have a much better or much easier schedule coming up, it looks like, but I still think I don't necessarily have faith in their defense being able to hold
Zach Wilson's the GOAT.
All of these teams. Yeah.
Zach Wilson's the GOAT.
Mm-hmm. Why do you look you're
Someone was definitely walking. I think Sarah was coming up to see what the status was here. But yeah, I have. I guess we never put off a score for this game. I have Cincinnati. Oh yeah, we did. Yeah, we did. Cause I did. Scoring 42.
Ridiculous.
We'll see. We'll see, man. We'll see. You'll be eating crow when they score 40.
The over-under for this game is 49.5, and you have the Bengals scoring 42 alone.
Is it really? Is the only, I should have probably
Yeah.
looked at that, huh? You're damn right. It's 42-7 now. 42-7 now. Well, no, I mean, obviously, I'm taking the over. Uh, but yeah, that basically does it for our predictions for this week. So, got anything else to add?
You're ridiculous. That's all I gotta say.
I'm ridiculous.
Yeah.
Did you still want to do college, or do you want to just talk about the Mizzou a little bit here and then call
I think we do college, maybe not necessarily tonight. We don't have to do it tonight, but we can if you want. Oh, you kind of have to do it tonight, don't you?
it? Yeah, I won't be able to do it again till Saturday night, which is
We can do it tonight, but let's do another episode.
okay. Okay, I'll cut all this part down.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
So that'll do it for us here at Swivel Chair Sports. I've been your host. Actually, sorry, Aaron, my bad. You did the intro.
No, you're doing good. You're doing good. I gotta give
No.
you your time to shine. You know.
All right. I've been your host, Zach Circleberg Burkle. Here with my coach today, Aaron. That's it. Just Aaron. Go ahead,
I
say
guess.
bye. Yeah. All right. Deuces.